this evening's meeting of the Planning and Highways Committee. Somebody want to make it?
Move, Chair.
Thank you. Item 1, apology. Before we move on to item 1, I'll draw your attention to no item 4. So if you just plunge on between 3 and 5, we'll then very over there. So item 1, apologies.
Councillors Madison, Marr, Mrs K Thompson, K Thompson.
Thank you very much.
Sorry, Mrs D Thompson.
Item 2, declaration of interest. No. Item 3, public questions.
There has been a public question. It's there on the agenda. It's a question received from Mark Roberts, and he asked the question: why, when asked by Durham County Council in 2013 if the council had any comments with regard to the demolition of Tudor Grange School, did the council, town council that is, respond by no comment?
I thank Mr Roberts for his question. The town council is not the planning authority itself, but is consulted on a weekly basis with a weekly list of planning applications received by Durham County Council, the planning authority. The application list, including these lists, are considered at monthly meetings of the Town Council Planning and Highways Committee, and where the council feels it necessary, representation or objections are made to the County Council. In the case of the planning application concerning the demolition of Durham Wood School, the application did not appear on the weekly list received from Durham County Council, and therefore the Town Council were not asked for our comments.
Yeah.
Okay. Moving on to item 5. Police members are requested to consider the police report.
Move to go, Chair.
Thank you. Item 6, planning applications. 6A, applications received to date. Members are requested to confirm the action taken on the planning application received to date. The schedules any comments.
Move to save.
Yeah.
Chair.
Item 6B, delegated decisions. Members are requested to note the delegated decisions received to date.
Move to save. Chair.
Item 7, neighbourhood plans and the county ground plan. I've no doubt you all read the attached memo for this report, and I would move that we receive the memo and
Second that, Chair.
yes?
Chair, I think we brought neighbourhood plans up in the past, which is a part of this document. And I'd like to that the council starts to look at the neighbourhood plan with the plan of quickly bringing forward measures for the revision of the council vision in June 2015. Everything's a little bit awkward at present because of the collapse of the Durham County plans. But I think altogether it's based that there's 50 in the country. 15 of those are in County Durham, including 3 ill for women and children. So I think we should give consideration to looking at having a neighbourhood plan. So I'd like to move that way.
I think we can consider that.
Second that, Chair.
Just to comment on that, Chairman, I'm personally in favour of the neighbourhood plan, and this is something that we will look at when we're redrafting the council vision for the upcoming year. It's something we will consider.
So
Just look at that. Just vote on it.
it's been moved, been seconded. All in favour of that?
Just to clarify, the motion is that we consider neighbourhood plan in the future council vision.
Yes? Okay. All in favour? Against? Item red, neighbourhood protection team, performance report January 2015. I move that members receive the above report.
Second that, Chairman.
With that, let's close the business for tonight from the Planning and Highways Committee. So thank you very much. Thank you.
councillors, members of the public, welcome to your March 2015 meeting of the Services and Amenities Committee. Item number 1 on the agenda, apologies for absence.
Councillor Madison, Marr, Mrs Kate Thompson, and Mrs D Thompson.
Item 2, declaration of interest. Councillor Gallagher.
Thank you, Chairman. Item 7, the President of Spennymoor quickly provide the meeting for the item 7.
Thank you. Any other declarations? No. Item 3, public questions.
None received.
Item 4, Parks and Open Spaces, Kirkland Football Field. We have before you, members, an email dated 11th of February from Carol Robinson, kindly pointed out there by Lady Foster. You see there that Carol hopes to host a family kite making day on Kirkland Recreation Ground Saturday, 23rd of May 2015, beginning 11:30, and be there for 2 hours at the most. From what the council have been able to ascertain, the request of that facility on that particular date does not clash with any of the pre-arranged events such as football matches. So I'll be happy to move from the chair that we accept Mrs Robinson's request.
Second that, Chairman. Let's thank Alderman Foster for his contact.
Everyone happy with that? Yeah, thank you, members. Item 5, Town Hall Gallery, Norman Cornish. I'll hand over to our facilities manager to present his report.
Yeah, through you, Chair. The purpose of the report is just to update members on the Norman Cornish position. There's a little bit of background there for members to digest. The current position is that a further meeting has taken place with the Cornish family member, where they invited the Mayor and members to be in attendance at the unveiling of the blue plaque at 11 AM on Friday the 27th of March. It's also proposed that the blue plaque is shown to members at the council meeting held on the 24th of March, where the Cornish family can also come along and talk to members. The meeting is being held with the Arts Officer from Durham County Council, where discussions were held around the potential of our Heritage Lottery Fund grant, and the meeting is being held with the Area Action Partnership Officer. The meeting with the Norman Cornish agent is scheduled now for April 2015. Also, I've met with the Art Gallery volunteers and notified them of the proposed changes within the gallery, and already gallery volunteers are excited about its future. So it's just a recommendation to know the update position, Chair.
Thanks, Councillor Graham.
Yeah, Chair, I do know that there's a cost to the plaque. It's some £400, and that the 5 county councillors have contributed towards that to the amount of £200. And I would like to move that the council contribute up to £200, bearing in mind that we don't know what contribution the Cornish family are going to make. They showed a willingness to make a contribution, so I move up to £200.
Second that.
Been moved and seconded. Any other comments? All those in favour? It's unanimous, thank you very much. Item 6, Jubilee Park Skate Park. I'll hand to the town clerk for an update.
Thank you. You recall that we went out to tender, we invited 6 companies to tender to supply us with the skate park and associated floodlights, and unfortunately nobody submitted a tender, no tenders back. I've had one of the administrative assistants telephone the companies concerned, and there are companies that are still interested in tendering. Partly the issue was the rigour of the tender process and the fact that it's to do with manufacturing times. So what I've done is I have gone back out to 3 of the original companies involved and 3 more who have worked on large skate parks. They have been given a tender deadline. However, what I've asked them to do is to get the tenders back to us. I've asked them to submit a Gantt chart with their manufacturing and installation plans. So although the tenders are due back to us in the 4-week period, they will actually set out in their own works programme when the work can be completed. I think that was one of the difficulties. We've got companies whose order books are just so full that they can't do the work. So in an effort to get some tenders in, we've gone back out, and that's the position.
Okay, thank you, Town Clerk. Any comments?
Move the recommendations, Chair.
Yep. Move swiftly on. Item 7, Spennymoor Cricket Club, installation of frontier. Just wait for Council to have that. Town Clerk, if I may pass to you to present the report.
Thank you, Chairman. Essentially, this will probably have an element of familiarity with some of our longer serving members in that it's been an issue for a while for the cricket club with regard to the fact that the pavilion's a wooden building, it's not terribly secure, and we've had problems with regard to storage of their equipment and pesticides. And it's been mooted for a while that they would actually get a large metal storage container on the site. I understand that they've actually got some grant funding to do that, and they seek our permission as landlord to actually site it there. My suggestion would be that it makes sense because it is something that we have looked at to try and help them with in the past, and that they give the necessary permission subject to them conducting their own risk assessments as to how to get it in there, and obviously securing any necessary plan concepts and regulation approvals. But just really, it does need your permission as landlord.
Thanks, Town Clerk, for the report and recommendations. Members, you have in front of your recommendations. Any comments?
Recommendation, Chair.
Second that.
It's been moved and seconded. All those in favour? Yeah, thank you. Final item on the agenda, item 8, Town Hall Centenary celebrations. Once again, from Councillor Gallagher, all handed to the Town Clerk.
Thank you. I think this will probably, again, be familiar to those members who were serving on the Town Council when we came to replace the roof. Because if you remember, the Town Hall started to be built just at the time when we were at war, and they had to use what they could basically to put our roof on. It lasted nearly 100 years. We made budget provision and the budget setting process to actually do something to commemorate the centenary of the completion of the Town Hall. In the past, when we've had a similar national event, for example, the Queen's Jubilee, Golden and Diamond, we've purchased commemorative mugs for every primary school age child in the town. I think there was a general feeling when I talked about this to members that they didn't want mugs again this time. So really, it's just to sort of flag the date up in your minds again. It's February next year. I mean, it is a prominent building in the town, and it's featured obviously on lots of historical photographs because of the age of the building. I think it's right that we do commemorate our centenary year in the completion, and it's just really to say to members, can you start thinking now about what you would like us to do by the way of providing something to our primary school children to commemorate the centenary of the Town Hall, what sort of things you would like us to think about, and also whether you want to have any events or special one-off celebrations to commemorate it. I just really need ideas whether you think it would be appropriate for us to have a working group as we have done in the past with similar matters. Matter for you.
Yeah, thank you, Town Clerk. Councillor Gallagher.
Yeah, thank you, Chairman. I completely agree with the Town Clerk's sentiment that we should be looking to do something in the town to celebrate this timeline. What I would do is I would move that we'll put this to the Civic Initiatives Working Party in the future meeting of that party.
been proposed and seconded, and we'll look at this as a specific item of that particular work group. No comments, all those in favour of that proposal? Yeah, it's carried, thank you very much. That brings us to the end of the agenda items. I do know, however, fellow members wish to exercise my discretionary rights as chair of the committee to take an extra item of business that's come to my attention subsequent to the issue of the agenda in order to expedite council business. I do have before you an email from Peter Malloy, lastly dated the 10th of March to the town clerk regarding commemorative event that has been organised to commemorate the Afghanistan war organised by 2 local veterans. As you can see in the correspondence, the service will take place on Saturday, March the 28th and be conducted by the Vicar of St Paul's Church. There's also attached a formal invite to the town mayor and all the Spennymoor town councillors. Also details of how to purchase a poppy wreath if you so wish. Mr Malloy is asking for permission for the gates of the cenotaph in the town centre to be opened in order for that wreath lane part of the event to take place. Any comments, town clerk or members?
Chair?
Councillor
Yes, Chair. Do we still have the poppy wreaths from last year on the cenotaph?
Yeah.
Well, there's the days organising them.
Through you, Chair, on that one, I think we probably need to take advice from the veterans about the protocol regarding whether they're removed or whether they move to one side. It's one of those things that I've sought advice on before. I know my predecessor, Terry Robson, had a firm view on it, and when I actually followed that up, that wasn't a national protocol, and practices vary locally. So I think we need to take some advice on what we did on those. The only issue that I can see with this that might not be an issue, but I think we need to check this out, is whether or not the vicar of the church where the actual cenotaph sits has been consulted. Because it's always been practiced in the town. The cenotaph is actually situated in the parish of St Andrew's Church, Grange, and you'll all remember that we had a vicar who was actually the incumbent at St Andrew's Church for probably, I think, in the region of 37 years. He could never come along to the Remembrance Day service in the town hall because of his church service. But he always insisted, and I have seen the correspondence on this, that because the cenotaph was in his parish, he should have the first right to officiate. All I'm saying to members is, I think that we just need to check with Pete Malloy and his veteran colleagues to see whether or not the nicety of checking with Father Lucy first has been undertaken. Otherwise, we might unwittingly, as a town council, find ourselves inappropriately drawn into something that's an upset between the clergy. I know the situation at the moment is that although Father Lucy, because St Andrew's Church, Tudor Grange, is twinned with Christ the King Church at Woburn, he can never actually make it to the cenotaph, but rather than send somebody from another church, he actually invites his father-in-law to officiate at the cenotaph. As with all these things, there's always the sensitivity of handling protocol. So I would just say that if members are minded to open the cenotaph, I think that we need to convey the message to the organisers that they need to at least follow the protocol that I know has existed at least the last, well, I'm 45, at least the last 44 years in the incumbent priest of St Andrew's Tudor Grange has always got to be asked first. And that might have happened, of course, but we don't know.
Yeah, the Chair can just continue with that, and also to check with the combined services as well, that the rates can be taken, can be removed.
Thank you, Town Clerk. Councillor Graham for those insights into the final points. Councillor Graham.
Chair, can I move that we grant permission for the use of the set tab subject to the town clerk's proper checks on the protocol, and obviously for taking into account the comments that Councillor Graham has also made. Can I move standing orders, the standing orders are waived to allow that to happen as well, please?
Second motion, Chair.
Those in second. Everyone in agreement? Alice, show of hands, please. It's unanimous. Members, that concludes the business of the session. Thank you very much for your participation.